What is up, you guys? Matthew from Boosted Reviews here, and I am very, very sleep deprived and have a really bad headache, which probably has something to do with each other. But besides the point, it is time for Dimash Wednesdays, which the long version, oh my gosh, Dimash Wednesday. But it's time for Dimash, and I've been waiting, and you have been waiting, and it's time. So today, we're going to be going with Love is Like a Dream by Dimash Kudaibergen. And I'm excited because I just all the time I want to hear more Dimash. I just always want to hear more Dimash. It's become a thing now. I even look forward to my own Wednesday videos because it means I get to watch Dimash. And I'm just so ready for this. So I'm not really going to waste any time. The only thing I have to say before we start is, one, if you haven't seen the original video, go watch the original video. As we've learned with Dimash, he's pretty freaking good. So go watch the original video if you have not seen it first, and then come back here for my reaction because I will probably be pausing quite a bit. Don't want to ruin it for you. So, second thing, go follow me on Instagram, at Boosted Reviews on Instagram. Head over there, hit follow, come back here, good to go. Thing three, subscribe down below. I have a lot of statistics saying that most of you who watch my videos are not subscribed, which pretty obvious considering I have under 8,000 subscribers and like 90,000 people have watched one of my videos. So if you're here and you enjoy, why not subscribe? Sounds good to me. Hit that like button, share it with your friends and family. If you like it, share it on Facebook, on your fan pages, whatever. I know we got some Dimash fan pages out there, so share it around. But that's all I really want to say, guys. So if you're back from the original video, welcome back, and let's get into my reaction.
Dimash Kudaibergen.
Okay, so that's Igor. I know that much. Famous, I think, Russian composer. And I think the last time we saw him was in the audience at like the Sinful Passion performance, I think. And I think someone said that was like he like came out of retirement to like work with Dimash or something. This is like a really long pause. Goodness. Like straight into vocal fry. Wow. Yeah, he's playing with that vocal fry range there, touching it like every other phrase. Wow. Oh, I forgot I have my lights on a timer. Voila. I'm sorry, let's go back. Look how much, while we're paused real quick, watch his eyebrows and see how much his eyebrows are moving during this performance, and his eyes, and just like he kind of like has these head tilts that he's doing back and forth. Very visually invested in this music so far. Has a lot of different emotions with these eyebrows and just with his eyes and looking around. Like those little eyebrow expressions. Look at them, they just moved like 3 or 4 times. Man, he's got the eyes like the Ogni Pietra video. Wow. There's little chimes there in the background. I don't know if you heard that. Little chimes. There he goes playing with his hand again. Man. Wow, nice breathy tone there in that last note. Look at him work the state, like the emotional part of this stage here. When he takes and he finishes that just breathy note, lowers his head, pulls the microphone away, but maintains that kind of eye contact, you know, just very just long, drawn out eye contact, and then just moves his eyes elsewhere. But he's still holding that pose. Look at just this, man, he's milking this. Look at this just emotional commitment here. Okay, so a little bit higher up now. Wow. Okay, so another thing I want to look at here. So it's getting a little bit out of that vocal fry range now. He's kind of raised his vocals up a little bit. He's not quite touching that fry range anymore in any of these words. But visually, stage has been very, very blue, very cool tones, very kind of calm and serene. But then you got him wearing like this deep, dark, rich, purple-colored suit. It's not quite as contrasty of a color as if it would be if it was like a red, like a bright red. But purple is a little bit more on the red color side than the blue color side the majority of the time, even though it's a combination. So purple tends to be construed as more of a warm, rich color. It's not like a warm color, but it's more of that richer kind of a color. So it still kind of has that contrast. And then they do have these lights in the back here, these little lights in the stairs or the little stage levels going on that kind of complement the warmth of the suit there. Probably physically for him too, because it looks like it's kind of like a suede or something like that, and very warm fabric, but really, really nice complement to the style of the vocals so far. Very like warm and low and rich and just like thick vocals here. Really, really nice. Okay, so raising it up a little bit more. Finally getting some power in here too. Nice little run there. Na 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 na. Wow, adding in that power. Wow. It was interesting on that note there. That was kind of his first real like opening to the crowd. Like he really opened up for the first time on that note right there. Through this note, it's almost like he's just opening himself to the crowd, like visually with that note, as well as with the note. Because with the note, he's finally adding this power and this richness at a volume here. It's not kind of like this just low and regular vocal, you know, it's kind of like mana, and he kind of just has like this power that comes out. And it's really kind of like, okay, here I am for the first time. And he does this little hand opening along with this note. Right. Open, comes in, and then the cross. It's like a visual opening, like a here I am. Wow. A little play with his hand there. Wow. I noticed something. That is a huge piano. Holy cow. Okay, hold on. Going back to this, where he switched to this. I think it was right here, where he switches to that, like, instead of like, he switches to that, and he kind of like goes into this airy, light, for the really kind of the first time, higher register. It's not anywhere near as high as Dimash can go, but he's adding this just breathy air to it, and it sounds very, trying to tie this in, it sounds very vulnerable, I think would be the best way to explain it. It's a very vulnerable vocal. This whole song has been very, very emotional and very heartfelt. So the fact that this kind of sounds a little bit vulnerable here, right there. So it's just that vulnerable vocal, but he also puts his hand up like this, and he kind of just, you know, does one of these with his hand, and it's not an extension. It's not like out like that. It's kind of like a, you know, like one of these here. And usually, visually, when you have somebody that like exposes their palms, or you have somebody that like puts their hand up or something like that, it's a very emotional, very vulnerable pose as far as like body language kind of goes. This vulnerable vocal, he's coming out with this just like hand, this delicately placed hand, like he does so well, but it really just kind of adds to it, and it's just such a soft hand push. And look how big this piano is. How do you fit that anywhere other than a stage? Like, that thing has to be 10 to 11 feet long. I mean, that is huge. Wow. Okay, he's standing now. Wow. Is this Ave Maria in the middle of the song? Wow. So real quick, when he starts this off, I was trying to figure out if that's what that was or not, but he... Wow. That's done so well. Wow. When he goes into this Ave Maria part here, notice how it's not like he doesn't kind of like come out of the note and then just Ave, you know, it's not like that. He kind of has almost, it's almost like a silent H at the beginning of the word. Like if you had Ave, which I think, you know, is just A-V-E or something like that. If you add an H in front of it and then you say Have, but you silence the part of Have, so it's kind of like a, you kind of have like this just breath at the beginning instead of like an actual H sound. It allows you to kind of slide and transition into that A to where it's not like an ah, it's like a ha, and it kind of just like comes out of nowhere. Very, very soft beginning to the word. And that's what he does here, is he has this breathiness. There's no crisp start to Ave. It's just and he does it better than I think I've ever heard anybody do that. And it sounds so angelic at this pitch too. Really kind of hearing him at the upper end of his, well, not upper end, but the higher end of his register here, up in the, wow. Did you just get excited at that like I did? You know, come over here and watch this. Come here. Come watch this again with me. Because he just... Watch this. Watch. Oh my goodness gracious, that's high. Oh, we got these nice heartbeat effects too. He loves using heartbeat effects in his songs. Just has that extra emotional. Oh no. He did the... Oh, okay. Now we got a mixed belt going on. Wow. We're finally getting this full-on mixed voice belting going on here. And he's gotten this wide mouth positioning now. All the soft stuff is over. We are now into like full-on Dimash performance mode. And just... I feel like this is just going to go crazy. But I'm going to go back and just experience that one more time. As soon as I saw his lips purse like that, and then he did the little thing, you know? Oh, man. It's game on when that happens. Watch this. This little... Oh! That just gets me excited. Man. Really getting into it with that body. He's in a very classical power stance right now. Look how wide his feet are. I think he just positioned his feet that way. Oh, I need time to figure out what just happened. So notice here, it's kind of hard to see because it'll be so small on your screen probably. But he has his feet right next to each other. Just right next to each other, but he's standing very... He does this kind of little... Right there, like he moved his feet in, and he's kind of doing this kind of like classical, like operatic stance here. It's hard to explain. But then he switches right here, right there. He spreads his feet apart, and he gets self-placed on this stage to go into this last note here. And he even kind of sets himself a little bit right here, right there. I counted roughly 17 seconds of a full belt. I mean, we know this dude can hit 25, but my goodness. And again here, very similar to the Sinful Passion belt, that really, really long one that I just referenced, very, very similar to that performance. Watch his hand, because it goes into full-on extension and fists multiple times during this note. Wide open. Closed right there. It just closed before that camera transition into a fist. Opens back up again. Really just getting the power. You can see the tension and then just that fist to get that last... He just had all that extra breath at the end just to squeeze out there at the end. And you just... And just pulls the mic away and just... Yet again, another Dimash song that was completely different. That one was much more linear as far as the pattern that it followed. Started off very, very low. Very low. Like that. Just right in vocal fry immediately. And then from there, slowly build up. Slowly build up, slowly build up, added power, went higher, added power, went higher, and then he slid in this just really, really, really calm Ave Maria part and just made it fit so well. And then had that pause with that Dimash heartbeat effect. And then you just got that going on and then just right in the face, just hits you with that really powerful final section there. And then the typical either really high note that we've seen or really long belt that we've seen. And I'm at a loss for words again. That was a beautiful song. Thank you guys for all of you who requested that I do Love Is Like a Dream. Very, very good song. Very, very good performance. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely worth a watch over and over and over and over and over and over again, as I have been with all of the performances that I've seen from him so far. I've done the reaction and I've gone back and watched them all probably like 15, 20 times by now. I mean, they're just that incredible. Thank you for joining me on this installment of Whoa My Gosh Dimash Wednesday, where we just said, whoa my gosh Dimash, plenty of times in our heads during that performance. At least I did. So I will catch you guys in the next video on Friday. No idea what it's going to be yet. Could be more Dimash. Who knows? We'll see when it gets there. So if you want me to react to more Dimash, which you all do, let's be real, leave a song down in the comments section that you want me to react to. If you see a comment with the song that you want me to react to already down there, just hit the like button on that comment, and I'm probably going to go off of whatever has the most likes. I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.